Alright guys, today's the day we're painting the 86 engine bay. As you know, on Tuesday we left off with the engine bay primed. We have this fine Scotch-Brite, that's what we're going to be scuffing the primer with, and then we're going to hit it with some trim-clad paint. The budget for the engine bay, I think I will run over. The primer cans were $20 each, we used 2 of those. Or drop sheets we made the booth out of were $4 each, we used 2 of those. The sand, the engine bay, we used 400 grit 3M sandpaper. 2 packages of those, they were about $8 each, so $16. This piece of Scotch-Brite was about $1.70. Paint we are using, we bought 4 cans of trim-clad rust paint. They were around $8 each. Don't know how many of those we will use. Yeah, okay, who said early one and then didn't wake up till like 11:30?
Ready when you are, man.
Yeah, okay. I was eating a sandwich. Ooh! Still potent. Ooh! Woo! Spicy. Wow. This is where we left off last time. So let's give it a scuff with the fine Scotch-Brite and then give it some coats of paint.
It looks so good.
Alright, here's our materials for today. We have the tack rag, gloss white, trim clad rust paint, and the very fine Scotch-Brite for scuffing the primer. These are very cheap cans of paint, it says not for automotive use on them, but fuck them, what do they know? Alright, me and Dalton are going to go in with the Scotch-Brite, so bust out a small time lapse of that, and then we'll get into wax and grease remover and tack rag. So let's get into it. Time lapse, Noah.
I think that's about it.
Get rid of some of this deuced.
Pretty much all scuffed. We're just heating up the bay. It's cold.
It's getting hot in our little tent. This is like, do you remember E.T. when they like f***ing quarantined the house?
The moment we've all been waiting for.
I'm gonna cross it out, man.
Oh.
Now I gotta write a new list. Almost lost the fresh bub, man. But my dad got us a case of fresh peach bub. So you know that's an important part. Add that to the budget of painting your engine bay. Now it's time for wax and grease remover. Once that's done, we'll let it heat up a bit more. Get all the wax and grease remover fully evaporated. We're gonna be light with it. It hopefully doesn't cause too much moisture in the primer. Then we're laying down some paint.
Hopefully it works. Already started. What are we doing?
Alright, I'm going in with...
Look at that moist boy merch though. I don't know.
Better pick some up so we can afford to keep doing mods. Link in the description. Best merch ever. I'm packing all the merch, kissing every package. I'll probably throw a free air freshener in with your order, so link in the description if you want to support us.
I like that.
Yeah, so we're going in with the surgical blue super tack rag.
Shave the bay. It looks good. And
yeah,
then,
to an extent, not full, like...
I mean, yeah, there's some rough edges. This rad support's jagged. Like, you can't touch it.
It's a hazard.
I think we're both very happy with it.
Yeah, it's really... I mean, by the end of this video, it'll be painted, and that's obviously the ultimate. See, you can see the tack rags picking some stuff up, so...
Yeah, this is definitely a labor of love, but it's doable for pretty much anyone, to be honest.
Alright, this can's been in front of the heater for a while. We got the other cans warming up too for when this one starts getting low. And I'm going to climb into the bay and actually hit the back sides of the strut towers first, because those got missed when we primed it the first time, so I had to go back and hit them. So don't want to make that mistake again, so going to basically work our way from front to back. Shaking up the can for coat 2. I'm gonna go in there and lay it down and Like, who was that, Lloyd?
Alright, so clearly he's inhaled way too much stuff. Way too much paint fumes. Yeah.
I'm going in for more.
Okay. Yeah, so it's important to wear a mask while you're painting. As you can see, these are the effects. Yeah, so just be safe when you're doing automotive stuff. If you don't want to be like Adam over there.
Alright, Dalton had to head out, but the second coat is done. My trigger finger was getting really tired, so I switched to my left hand. And I'm the kind of guy who tries to throw a baseball with my left hand and it just goes like straight up in the air or behind me or something. And I did a little boo-boo. I was just giving her, hitting the inside of the rad support that you don't really see. And I hit the can on the tub. Like the bottom of the can. That sucks. So there's like a little bit of missing paint there. Yeah, so I'm going to try not to do that. Going with the right hand again for the third coat. Just like that, coat number 3 is done and dusted. It was a pretty good coat. I'm wondering if I should just leave it here or if I should go for another one. So the mistakes I've made is where the can hit the engine bay, and then I have a bit of a run at the top of one of the strut towers, which is unfortunate because that's going to be a focal point when looking in the engine bay. Not quite sure what to do, if that can be sanded out, because this is, in a sense, single stage paint. There's no clear going on top of it. So I don't know what to do about that, if we just gotta live with it or what, but yeah. Now I'm going to think about if I want to do a third coat, or, a fourth coat, or leave it as is. I've decided I'm going to go in for a fourth coat. This one I want it to be pretty shiny, so I'm going to lay it down fairly thick and try to keep a wet edge going. This is super scary because I might get more runs than that one while trying to do a thick coat, but it's turning out probably going to be better than a K-Dog spray, so we'll see how it looks, and yeah. Alright, I did it. Fourth and final coat is on. It's looking pretty good. It's hard to say right now. I'm going to leave it for about 4 hours, then go back and get a cine of it. It'll be interesting to see how it looks once it's unmasked. Always looks worse when you unmask it. You can't have your expectations too high when you're doing a backyard paint job with low quality kind of equipment. So, but I think it'll be good enough, and it's at least getting us to the point where we can start putting back the 86 and making some progress. Pretty happy with how that turned out. The last thick coat seemed to have left a decent shine, as you can see. It's just a shame about that run, but what can you do? Well guys, there you have it. Engine bay is done. Looks pretty good for what we're working with by my calculations. Let me know what you think below. Obviously, these comments where it's like, oh, you should have done this, it's too late. We don't have any knowledge or any skills. It's too late. Hope you liked that video. Pretty stoked on how that turned out. Can't wait to move ahead with the 86. It's really going to start coming together. We also have some Sylvia stuff we got to do. And as always, comment, like, subscribe. Here's a comment for you. If we didn't already have the engine for the 86, what would you swap into it if this was yours and you had an unlimited budget? But other than that, merch link, as always, is in the description. Really appreciate everyone who's ever ordered from us or is planning to order. It really helps. Also appreciate anyone who's ever watched our videos, liked, commented, or subscribed, and follows our Instagram and does the same things over there. Really means a lot to us, and we greatly appreciate it. And we're just going to keep making content for you guys. Keep putting stuff out. Okay, no, I'll fix that. We're going to keep putting stuff out there because we love to do it, and we love that you guys appreciate it. So super fun. Looking forward to what's next.
The boys will try to hit a million K up on that YouTube.